So, over the last couple of weeks, I haven't been doing many videos, and I did a video in WP. And it's funny how black people want to dislike a person for speaking in a different manner. In other words, I can be a stereotypical black guy and talk stereotypical and complain about black women and do all this and that stuff like they do on YouTube. Or, you know, I can keep it real, tell the truth. The problem is the people on YouTube complain too many times about what white people have done, but they want to explain to white people what white people have done. In other words, if you know somebody's full of shit and they're lying to you, and you ask them a simple question, what would the purpose for you to do that be? And then they get frustrated. When it comes to injustice, you can't complain about what the white person has done. You have to show these people what the person has done. In other words, if you want to complain, see now it's starting to give me feedback and back up. So I think this thing is about to freeze up on me. This is why, well, this is why I can never get my points across without looking stupid or dumb or freezing or no one understanding, because the way the video falls out, they won't get to the end of the video to hear the message. And I'm just going to sum it up like this. Black people, if you have a gripe with white people, take it up in the courts, change the rules, rewrite laws and legislature that'll better everybody and stop some of the buffoonery that's going on. You cannot stop anything complaining about the actions that has happened. Don't complain about something after it happens. Get your ass out there, get a piece of paper and a pen and write your thoughts down. Create a law, get it pushed into a bill, you know what I mean? Or make a bill, get it pushed into, you know what I mean? Create legislature to stop injustice. Because everything is created with a good purpose in mind. Those in charge tend to taint the system in a direction in which they want to push their influence and or their will. Change the way you are governed and you can control yourself. Don't be stupid by looking at me and assuming just because I'm black, I'm dumb. I've said this on several videos before, telling black people and poor people and Mexicans and whoever else will listen to me, the only way you're going to change this injustice in this country or any other country is changing the laws that govern the people. Get out and vote these idiots out of office and put in new ones. You can't buy off a rookie. These people been there forever and they get bought off. Those new people go in bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and then they're snookered. Well, it takes a while before they're screwed, before they've talked themselves into a promise they can't get out of. So it's our duty to keep these politicians on point, period. You don't work for yourself. You work for the better of the community. You work for all your constituents at home, not the ones that live on the hill, but the ones that live in the valley also. You know what I'm saying? That is change. You can't change that cop whooping that guy's ass or shooting somebody if you don't change the laws that surround the cop, his jobs, and the duties in which he has to, complete every day. If you can't shoot somebody for nothing, then you won't shoot somebody for nothing. Period. If your gun is discharged while you're trying to apprehend somebody on accident, fine. But if you've done something, we'll know. Change the laws so the punishment fits the crime. If the guard outside the cage is supposed to be taking care of you, why is he inside the cage kicking you in your ass? Use your brain, folks. Wake up. You can't blame the white man for all your troubles. Because if you could look out your window and see, he's not doing too fucking good for himself right now. Point out some things that are wrong in your community. Get the right people together. Write the right laws. Get the right bills passed. Fix your shit before it's all over the place. But don't look at me, because some white people will see this and say, why don't we write a law to stop all welfare? And my attitude is this. If black people only make up 12% of America, we're not the only people on fucking welfare. Now, if white people make up 65% of America, or 49% is what they think they are, you know, they might be trying to bring the numbers down so they can bring the fear up. There's more white people than black people. So welfare was not designed for black people. You motherfuckers need to understand this shit. And some black people out there, like, I saw a video the other day. This guy did this video 4 years ago. Oh, they're shutting down low-income housing. Now, welfare is their first run. You get some help, get your shit together, you get off welfare, you live your life. Now, people have recognized over time that when you work and hard and you're paying for stuff and everything is going right for you, anything can happen to you and you're screwed back down to nothing, back on welfare. There's no old boys network where all these black guys show up and they automatically give jobs to black guys. There's no old boy network for Mexicans where all the Mexicans gather around on the corner and wait for a Mexican to pull them up in a truck and take them out to work. There is no system set for anything like that. So why would a group of people assume that welfare is only for black people when there's more white people than black people? On the news the other day, it said it was like 48% of all kids under 5 now are minorities. What does that tell you about the numbers of people who are not a minority? What is the not minority in this country? There's a group of white people who make X amount of dollars a year. Which part of the minority are they? Are they the minority? Are they part of the majority? Are poor white people part of the majority? But see, we're going to sit here and yell and bicker about black this and black that, white this and white that. The bottom line is this. It ain't who you know. It's not where you are. It's what you got. If you got nothing from the beginning, you'll probably have nothing in the end. Old money creates new money. If I stop your ancestors from putting money in their pocket, what does that do to the history of your family? We need to change the legislature, create bills and laws to stop people from hijacking the essence of what America is supposed to be. Now, one more thing I want to touch on is immigration. Today is National Immigration Day in America. I think it was saw it on the news, 5/21, Immigration Day. Black people, we did not immigrate to this country. We are a transplant. Like when you take a foreign tree, because the tree looks good out, out there in, in India. You haven't seen any of these trees in California, so you get that tree from India over here and you transplant that tree. This tree is not indigenous to this area, but the tree adapts over years. Black people have been transplanted to America. Those who came here freely There was black people here before slavery was here. These people walked amongst the people freely, communicated, talked to, and dealt with people of all different colors who were here at this country before the slaves were here. It wasn't like, oh, Indians, pilgrims. Then the pilgrims came back with slaves. Black people got on those boats to find the New World also. That part of this history has been completely erased. So automatically, we were just slaves? Fuck it. Bring in the slaves. No. We didn't immigrate here. The ones that did immigrate here, walking around with their free papers and shit. White guy pulls up on a horse. Hey, boy! Got your papers? Black man looks up. First of all, my name is Tom. Tom Jefferstein. I am a free man. Here's my papers. Can you read them? Next thing you know, there's a major ass whooping went down. And that motherfucker woke up and changed somewhere without his papers, talking about he could read, and all these motherfuckers are laughing around him. You can read? You ain't got no clothes on. You're not a free man. Because he had his ass whooped and his papers took. Fast forward a few thousand years. Nazi Germany. Hey you, Jew, show me thine papers. I'm the free Jew. My papers are right here. Then a major ass whooping went down, and the motherfucker was never seen again. Are you getting my point? We're in a country which is built on experimentation. Period. You don't have no rights in this country because you never asked for any rights. And then let me evaluate what I just said. You've never asked for any rights in this country. The biggest mistake black people ever made was asking for equal rights. Because if you look at the way white people are treated, those of a lower economic class, they're not treated the same as Lindsay Hobag and all those Hollywood types. They're not treated like black people who are not treated like people. So there's a group of poor white people who don't count. And as black people, we ask for equal rights based on what? White man, I won't be treated like the white man get treated. Well, you see how the white man is being treated? You asked for those rights, black people. You asked for equal rights. You got equal rights. Your rights are the same as that white man standing outside with the fucking sign saying he'll work for food. You got his rights. The right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in our courts of law, of our laws. You got those rights. What are you going to do with them? You got the right to go out there and march and go camping? You see what the fuck that's getting people? This is not the Arab summer. We going into our third year of this Occupy shit. There's no change here. Once you catch a felony, you cannot vote. Oh, wait a minute. But if you black and you vote, You know you gotta vote for a black man, but black people don't run for office. Black people ain't got a chance. They ain't never gonna vote for one of us. Crying and bickering and bullshitting. Bitching. About what? Ask for equal rights. You need not only but look at how a people treats their own people. And once again, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you as you stand next to your public defender. They defend you against the public? No. They defend the public against you. You're in court. The state of such and such versus your name. Not the public in such and such versus the state. The state versus and your name. And you have a public defender that defends the public. And once you become a criminal, you are not a part of the general public. And if they can pull you out of the general population, they will. The power structure is not based on white and black. It's based on what I said earlier in this video. Old money makes new money. If I stop your family from going further, I have shut you down. If I hold back just enough for you to need to keep working for me instead of working for yourself, I control you. I don't have to whip you no more. I don't have to beat you no more. I don't have to slap you around to make you go get what I want you to get for me. I have laws to make you conform in any manner in which I want you to. Black, white, or indifferent. Change your surroundings by changing the rules that bind you. You get what you ask for. When you rub the bottle and the genie comes out, he will grant you 3 wishes. But this is no Disney story. And the jinn is no joke. Word your wishes correctly, or we'll all come back to bite you all around and about your ass. Think about yourselves. I love you. Love you all. Because a world without you in it is not a world worth being in. A world without all the colors of the rainbow is not a world worth being in. A world where the grass is not green, the sky is not blue, is not a world worth being in. But this is the only one we have. And if we let somebody else tell us where to sit, where to ride, what to eat, where to sleep, and how to sleep, then this world is not ours. And if we're not supposed to be here, I need my ride. I need my own personal space shuttle. And I will go where no man wanted to go. The fuck up off of here. You can have this shit and eat it too. This is not the world for those who want to be respectful for others. This is not the type of world that anybody can live in a society where everything would be free. If we all worked for each other, we couldn't live in this society because somebody would want to be the boss. If I work for you and you work for me, Who do we need to tell us what to do, how we can do for ourselves with what we have around us? We have enough for everybody, and not just those who want to make sure we have to pay for what God has given us to be free. It's just ridiculously stupid to believe that we as a people, a so-called evolved culture, still results in trickery and lies to obtain control and remain in power. What is power? Power never lies with the man who sits at the desk and says he's running shit. The man in power wields no power. Those who manipulate the man in power hold the power. Those who create the power can distribute the power. But what is the power? The power itself is humanity's will to do for humanity. Period. When you drain off the goodwill of all mankind for the use of few, you get the world that we live in now. A world controlled by people who want to control. If there was a great catastrophe coming and every man and woman got together in a line and just touched hands, and the human electricity itself could save the planet, there would be somebody out there selling gloves just to break the link. That was the mystery part of my video. You figure that shit out. But I got to go. Now, for those people who didn't like the way I told black people, if you want to take the word nigger back, you need to start calling some ignorant white people nigger and stop calling yourself niggas. You nigga is slang word for nigger. Words don't evolve or adapt too far from their original meaning. You cannot take a negativity and turn it positive by calling yourself a negative word. Man, I'm gonna fuck that nigga up. And by the end of the sentence, man, I'm that nigga. So you're gonna fuck up a nigga, and you are the nigga. That's a backwards ass philosophy that destroys and kills brain cells because it's a stupid oxymoron. Everything we do is combating the nigger. But in coolness, we want to be that in which we destroy. Record after record, album after album, movie after movie. You can be a nigga. I'm gonna be X.